The following is intended for mature audiences only. May contain strong language, crude humor, adult themes, and suggestive material.
You embarrassed me at that party.
I embarrassed you?
Yeah, you embarrassed me. Get in the car. Seriously?
Yes, seriously. I'm not going to continue to have this fight. We're done. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't think that we should see each other.
Because I was talking to my friends. Really.
You weren't talking, you were flirting with other people. And
I wasn't
it's not about the
flirting.
party. There's a lot of other reasons, okay?
I was having fun. I knew all the people at that party. That's why I was flirting with them. That's why I was talking with them.
Oh, there it is. Nice. Real nice.
Debbie Downer sitting in the corner by herself
yeah.
all the time.
That's
you
fair.
always. This is why I don't like inviting you to parties. It's not
Stop
having
it. You know,
ruining parties.
I'm seeing someone.
Are you leaving? Is it Jeff?
I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Is it Jeff? Is it Jeff from the
doesn't
gym?
matter. I told you
It's
I'm
someone
not gonna
from
tell
work,
you. I don't
isn't
want to have
it?
this conversation.
It's someone from fucking
I'm not
work.
going to have this
You
conversation.
know what? Last weekend, when you were passed out, drunk, remember? Your friend Bethany and I, we made out on top of your passed out body. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I asked you if anything happened that night and you said no.
Well, I'm saying yes now. I made out with your friend Bethany.
Hey, sorry, are you guys leaving?
Be nice. We'll be like 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes tops.
I'm late already, thank you.
What are you doing? Literally, that guy, you don't know that guy. We're talking. We're having a conversation here.
The conversation is over. We are breaking up.
Oh my god, you drive me so fucking crazy.
You know what? It is Jeff. How about that?
Why don't you go suck that guy's What is
Fuck you!
Jesus Christ.
You're okay to drive?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Jake Bradbury,
And I'm Will Blank.
and we are 20th Century Fox, a film collective that produced 16 short films, and for each film, we made a behind-the-scenes podcast. Today's guests are director of photography Conrad Fiedler and actress Tracy Doring. On today's pod, we left the house, one of the first shorts we shot where we actually leave Will's apartment. We learned a lot along the way, most of all how helpful it would be to shoot improv dialogue with 2 cameras instead of 1. Although this short came together really nicely and is a lot of people's favorite, editing was a bit tricky, and Tracy and I kept talking over each other and our playful breakup banter. We did learn, however, that Will hates improv and Tracy is a star.
All right, let's go.
This is it, guys. We're back for another one.
Inside the actors.
You're doing great.
This one is called LA Story that we just saw and worked on. And who's all with us today?
Who are you?
I'm Jake.
And I'm Will.
Conrad.
Tracy.
Nice. Conrad was the DP. Tracy was the actress.
Yeah.
And Jake was the actor. And
Acting
director.
in this one. You know, watching it again, man, it's a scene. It's
Yeah,
a
it
scene.
worked. I thought it worked. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Okay,
Yeah,
what do you
I
mean?
did
Go
like
more.
I
Everything's
think
a scene.
I did kind of share it with you, but it was like, I kind of thought we were screwed on this one. I thought we weren't
Yeah.
going to be able to salvage it because we did so. It was all, I mean, to Jake and Tracy's credit, it was all improv. And I didn't want to do that.
Oh, at all.
Outside the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, actually, we were here and we hadn't left the apartment yet. So this was our first foray into actually leaving the apartment. We went one
Oh,
whole
right.
block.
Holy shit.
One whole block down the street.
Mm-hmm.
and we had to take everything with us. And even though we took like everything that we could think of,
we still forgot stuff.
Forgot stuff.
Yeah, like
And then-
water. For the
We
cameraman.
forgot water.
Right. Yeah, you were lugging around that. Wasn't this Black Magic?
Yeah, that Black Magic was fun.
It's like a
That was
40-pound
prize.
camera,
But it's
though.
huge, right?
Yeah, it's a bit bulky.
Yeah.
New toy.
Okay, well, so what was Conrad? What was your experience? Or, you know,
Like, I mean, I had a.
You're such a professional, Will. Where did you learn those interviewing skills?
No, it was
it
the
never.
first.
This never gets less awkward.
No, it was fun. It was a first. It was a first collaboration with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this virgin territory.
And we've never. You and I have actually never. We've been friends, or we've known each other for years, and then we were in the men's group together for a year or two.
Right.
But we never shot anything together.
I'm sorry?
Right.
So
Right. We should have shot the men's
What?
group.
Men's group?
Yeah.
men's group.
Yeah.
Men's group. It's where a bunch of dudes get together and share their emotions together.
Oh, that's really healthy.
It is healthy.
It is very healthy, and it was good. It was fun, and that was how I got to know Conrad. And then he
How did
also
you
happens to be
think
very
of him, or
talented.
what happened? How did he come in as a DP?
Well, you're a part of the whole like. What do you mean?
How did you get him involved? I mean, I think you called him up, right?
Oh yeah. How did I think to call you?
That's a good one. No, I don't know. But I was happy to, and had the time, and it was fun. To see the process. I liked how you guys stewed about it.
The bloom of this idea, the beginnings of this idea came from
right.
reality, came from like what actually happened to me when I was breaking up with an old girlfriend in college. I was in the car at Taco Bell, and she was breaking up with me, and at the same time there was this homeless woman
Like behind her, right? So you.
behind her, past this gate, masturbating.
Right.
And so I'm going through this,
seed
like-
of this whole thing.
I'm going through this like horrible feeling of being broken up with and breaking up, and then I'm also laughing at the same time at this absurdity, and I wanted to somehow
Oh,
get this.
not somehow. You were
Yeah.
adamant about
Yeah,
there
about the
being masturbation.
masturbation.
in there.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
you were
must.
like, I'll do it. I'll dress up. We'll dress up. Will you? Anybody, anything. You were trying to sell it.
I think
so
I'm sensing
hard.
a theme in my
And keeping the homeless angle, we had
yeah.
to have that. You insisted on it.
right, but then it was like
Insisted.
then
Oh,
someone
yeah.
was like, that's a little offensive to homeless people. I was like, but it was real. But it like doesn't matter if it's
Right.
real because
Because it just looks like we're making fun.
right,
of
we're
homeless
making
people.
fun of homeless
If you
people.
have some woman going like, "Ah!"
Yeah, like masturbating.
Yeah, so you really wanted a homeless person, but we thought that was weird.
Yeah, I think you thought that was weird. You were like, I object. I think it's like
God,
not.
I don't remember,
Not
but
all
I
about
really am
homeless
right.
people.
I think I was
no,
right.
you're right. I think if we went the whole way and had a masturbating homeless person, it would not have been as good as it was.
The only way you can make that work, I think, is if you say based on a true story at the top or something.
But I feel like people would
Right.
still think
But
we
they
were
would
making
still
fun of it.
not-
Yeah,
still
like,
not
oh,
believe
definitely.
it. Still
be like,
Especially our
"Oh,
other
you're telling
content.
this
Are you
story."
kidding?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
There's
then you
already
changed
a
it.
masturbation content.
Yeah.
But I'm curious why you guys wanted specifically to improv it.
Because I knew that
didn't wanna
Tracy was a super talented improver.
No, I didn't want to script a breakup. I feel like that would be harder to make it more real of the fight.
Yeah.
You know.
And I remember
Because we
actually.
tried it.
Yeah.
We're talking about it for a long time. And
Yeah.
we're like, it's
I remember it. I remember being in the car and we did an argument, and then Will was in the back seat, kind of directing us. He was giving us notes about our performances, and we were trying to find the performance or the whole piece in the improv. And the first time we argued, it was like this quick back and forth, and Will was like, "Well, slow down, man. It's like you both need to slow down, and like this is a real breakup, and like."
I
have
remember
emotions.
going over multiple times. I was like, you need to say that you're flirting with other people.
Right.
And you like mess up. I'm like, no, because it doesn't drive it home.
Right. Right. If I accidentally say that I'm flirting instead of talking.
We were really finding the scene structurally over I think we did 10 takes or something. Like 9 takes. 7 of them were Tracy, and then 2 of them were Jake because Jake got tired and didn't want to do it anymore.
That's right. I was like, I gave my all in the first 6 takes.
I completely understand why, because you're having to like ramp up your emotion over and over and over again.
For another actor, and I'm not even on camera, which is a good thing.
So giving.
What a
So
good
giving,
scene
so
partner.
great,
No,
so
we
great.
had to listen to you, so it had to sound real.
That's my job, is to whisper sweet nothings.
But then I remember, Will, after that
Complimenting
initial like slowing down, you were just like, nah, go back to what you guys were doing. That like witty,
Well,
quick.
yeah, we just had to like come in. I wanted to make it so you broke up.
Oh, right away. I remember that. You like step in the
because
car
that
and break
was going to
up.
be the hook point.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Like,
we
all right,
did.
we know
We
these people
talked
are
too much
pissed.
before. I remember that. Yep.
But then I thought it'd be cool if we got blindsided as the audience the same way that you did.
Right.
Where you're just like, he's
Boom.
like, oh shit,
Done.
she just broke up.
Shit's about popping off.
What are you gonna do?
Right.
But then how did we come up with the whole wanting to have this thing be interrupted multiple times?
That's a good point. I don't know.
I'm sure that you were like, we need more.
Yeah.
We need 3 jokes. We need 3
It's
punches.
true.
That's your thing.
It's true.
We need more. Guys,
It's
I'm
not
stoned.
enough.
We're not leaving the couch.
Yeah, no.
There
It's
was
gotta
no
be
way you were
something.
going outside without 3 punches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, people still are like, where's the ending?
Yeah. There's no ending.
Yeah.
It just kind of ends. I think I take it both ways. 1, there's no ending and it just kind of ends. But 2, if someone says, "Oh, I wanted to see what happens more or what happens afterwards," that's a good thing too, right? It's like, it's sort of a master of none sort of feeling to it, where it's just like it could go on for eternity.
Is that good or bad?
Maybe that's just my interpretation of it being like really good.
You discussed, when we were texting, more episodes relating to the storyline, possibly.
Yeah, this might be spoilers, but we were talking about maybe shooting the perspective of me going to try to get the parking spot and stuff, because there's like a little story there where that person is really hurried and they need to get somewhere,
So they could, pieces to connect.
and they have to like enough so that they would get out of their car to walk over and
What are your like 3 punches going to be? Because there needs to be more.
Needs to be more
thank
well.
you.
Yeah, it needs to
really
be
need
more.
to figure out this initial rough idea pitch. Really got
You
to
know what?
map
Don't.
this
on the
out.
because
spot.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was an idea, and then we were talking about like a third person, it's like a Russian
Irrelevant
doll
person.
of
Right.
short. But the problem is we still haven't figured out
Irrelevance.
why any of it means anything. I was saying we abstracted to the point where then it's like the perspective of a fly.
Then you give yourself, and then you give I think you give yourself a pass with the no ending, or the so-called no ending.
You think so?
I think if you do that kind of like complexity of like meaninglessness,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It would have to
absurdity,
be
because
that.
then it becomes this like
It's like how far back can we
Shell
pull back
game.
to like
Shell game.
nothing means anything?
And then
That's
just
funny.
have the
Maybe
last
that
one
is
is just
funny,
a
yeah.
just a 2-minute video of a plant that was like on
It's
the
very
side of the road.
relatable, that short that that we did. I thought. I mean,
Oh,
it
this
felt
one,
real.
yeah.
That felt like a real argument.
Yeah.
That's why
No,
it really.
well,
That's the
I-
important
Kudos
part.
to you guys.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, so my feeling about improv in general is I feel like I can always tell when something's being improv, and like with regards to dramatic stuff, like comedy, whatever. But when it's you're trying to actually make people
'cause,
feel stuff
like over the top or something.
you can just feel someone trying to drag out a scene. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And when it's not just concisely written and mapped out and
Right.
planned. And
Meandering too much.
Yeah, it meanders. And I hate that. And so that's why I didn't want to do it. But then so Jake did an initial cut of this thing, and there was good stuff in it, but it didn't fit. And then once we sat down together and we started editing it more,
Man.
it was like, oh, actually, you guys are giving really good performances.
Yeah, and
like,
there's a
oh,
really
actually, we
good
can
cut
make this
in
feel
here.
kind of real. And so, because the original, actually, something to say is the original ending was it was going to be the guy interrupts them multiple times, and then at the end, because parking is so difficult in LA, they the couple basically goes like, dude, we should probably give up the spot. Like, okay, let's break up on the way home. Like, it's a really tough neighborhood to park in, blah, blah, blah.
And it was funny, but it was such a dramatic tonal shift that it goes into lampooning almost. It, like, takes the realism of everything that we just built up, and it just makes it into, like, a sketch. And, you know... And I actually prefer the no ending over the sketch ending.
I prefer the no ending over the sketch ending.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's it's better.
It's positively European, guys.
But I remember
put my critic hat on.
I remember being in the edit and like cutting it together initially, and like it was okay. But then there was this moment in the edit when Will and I were working on it where it was really working. And like we were just doing fine touches, like just 2 seconds here, 2 seconds there. And when you get to that point in an edit, you just know that you have something good because you're like, you're just getting super fine touches.
Tracy, what was your inspiration for the role?
Well, you know, I've broken up with lots of people. So.
Yes, you've broken a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk more about that.
No.
I don't know. It was a lot of working through it and what we thought worked or made sense or would feel real to a breakup. And I don't know.
It's great because I can actually hear Conrad breathing into the microphone. It's like you're talking, and he's like,
your audio gear is just so on point.
Tell me more about breaking up.
I'm like the saxophone sex.
Tell me more, Tracy.
But a really good thing that came out of it, everybody who sees it says you're a really strong actress.
Thank you.
Know, a lot of people say that. They never mentioned me.
That's really nice. Well,
but
no, actually, people have mentioned you.
Oh,
people
really?
have said that you did a good job.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Can I pass?
It makes me feel so good.
Can I pass your? Noah said that he felt like you had gravitas.
Oh, wow.
Gravitas, for sure. Good gravitas, yes.
Thank you.
Scott said you thought you did a great job.
Oh, my God. Compliments are like heroin to
Jake
me.
Is just Jake is blushing
and
even
more,
your voice
and also tapping his
more,
veins.
Please. Yeah, I enjoy acting, so it's
compliments
nice
into his
to hear
body.
compliments.
Mainline compliments.
But I remember specifically showing it to a friend of mine, and we saw the whole thing, and he turned to me and he was like, "Tracy's a great actress."
Yeah.
And I was like,
cool.
cool. So. Nothing else about it, or and he was like, nope, nothing.
Fishing.
Can't think of anything.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
What about that guy? You know that guy. That's
The guy.
I mean, you did
the
have
dude
two
who asked for the parking spot. He's really good.
Real good.
I'd like to see more from him. I
Yeah.
want to know more.
Oh,
about
there's
his
only about
story.
15 other shorts that are featuring him, so
Featuring
I think
it,
that.
Actually, it was great because we showed some of these at a screening recently, and we were they were gonna play one that stars Jake, and then we submitted last minute
Yoink.
one that stars me, and then the guy who runs it was like, "Oh, we're just gonna go. Let's go with that one."
Yeah, let's go with that other one instead.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, okay, cool.
But we both agree that's for the best.
It was for the best.
Yeah, because the one that you were in,
The hike?
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's, you know,
It's okay.
and
It's not one of my
by no
favorites.
fault of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it changed. Well, we're not talking about the hike, but we changed the whole premise of it after the edit was done.
We thought we were gonna have to do that with this. We thought we were gonna just because we couldn't make all of the difficulty was that we only shot with one camera. We should have shot with multiple cameras.
I just want to say, like, kudos to both Will and I'm gonna pat myself on the back, but shooting with one camera an improv scene is almost impossible. It's almost impossible to cut that together because we were interrupting each other, you know, left and right.
And we were shaping the edit, or we were shaping the story. It was changing subtly each time, so it's not even you can't even cut across the 7 takes because they're not even the same thing.
Yeah, it seemed to work. What do you credit that to?
I mean,
like, are you still doing a sound mix too?
We'll do a sound mix
because I do like how you guys are talking over each other at one point, or like, or it's
we're cutting it underneath and stuff.
Yeah.
Just the initial audio edit was really difficult, but then the fine tuning was difficult too because it was so funny. Every time Will would be like, "Why don't you just elongate this part of the audio a little bit?" And then you'd be like, "Oh, it's because
it made it so we didn't have as many actual choices as to what we could show on
it
screen.
kind of shaped itself.
It did. It forced us to multiple times. It forced our hand. Like before I interrupt, we cut to Tracy's face, but like we don't need to see her face
at that
react
moment,
at that
yeah.
moment. It was just that's the only way we could bridge to getting me knocking on the window
at the right time.
So there was a bunch of that type of thing, and it's such a bummer because you want to be able to just make the thing you want to make,
Right.
But at the same time, it's like because of all the initial work that you put into it, it was at least in some kind of form where it made sense, and then it was really just about removing things to just simplify it as much as possible.
Yeah.
You wish you'd had 2 cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would've made
that's what we
everything
learned.
so much
Yeah,
easier.
if we're
Oh
ever
my
going to do
God.
an improv scene again, it's just got to be 2 cameras.
Yeah.
And know that if you're finding it in the improv, like if you're finding the scene in the improv, you're just going to have a ton of footage
right
to go through,
Right.
which is what we found out on Sunday Summons. 3 hours,
It cuts
6
well.
hours of footage.
What?
6
Yeah,
hours.
I mean, it doesn't. You don't
feels
feel it.
intentional. It feels intentional,
don't
which
feel
is
it.
good. You
Yeah.
know.
Finessing
But
aside.
Tracy, where did you learn? Where did you get your acting chops? Where did you get your chops?
The streets. What streets?
I don't know. I talk to myself in the mirror a lot so I can see what I look like.
So you're just
Yeah.
very aware of how your face works.
Yeah, and I try and be very expressive
Mm-hmm.
in just normal talking, so I feel like
That's interesting. So
That
you
is
craft
interesting.
you craft like you know how you'll show up on camera based off of the ways that you'll like pretend talk to yourself in the mirror.
no, not all the time, because like this I didn't practice looking in the mirror before this.
No, but like broadly.
Again, most of the stuff we do we don't know the day of, but I'll like do little monologues and stuff in the mirror.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
But
You'll
I guess
write out stuff?
Yeah,
What I
either
was
myself or something
saying was
else.
like, are you
That's super interesting.
with your what? Sorry.
She writes monologues out and then talks to herself in the mirror.
She gets
to-
so
to do
shy.
it.
Stop. Just talk about it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say
You
about
write
it?
out.
You
Okay,
write
what
out
do you?
monologues
Yeah.
and
What
stuff.
do you
Like,
do?
I'll write out monologues,
Yeah.
something about my day or something I wish happened or I wish I'd said, and then I'll practice it in the mirror to see what I would look like, my reactions, and sometimes I'll exaggerate it to make myself more upset or more sad so that I, can show those.
Like a real life
emotions.
thing, or like a monologue, like you'll dramatize something that happened to you. You mean, or
Typically, yeah.
that's really
It's like,
interesting.
yeah, that's like a born actress.
I've never heard of anybody doing that.
Yeah,
Or like,
neither have I.
almost like Born Identity actress.
Yeah. You could either be an actress or a spy.
I'm trying to be a spy, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Behind the curtain.
it's fascinating, really. So you don't have any formal training.
No, just improv.
Yep,
But
so you
my
did-
friends and I taught ourselves in his apartment, so no. And then I took a couple classes at UCB like last year. That's it.
So you did a bunch of improv in Arizona,
In Arizona at a bar every Sunday for like 2-3 years.
and it was a troupe that you organized.
I was one of the OGs, yeah.
So you do have a little bit of training in improv, at least.
And
Yeah.
I feel like you prefer it. I feel like you prefer to improv stuff.
Because I have not a lot of experience acting. So, of course, I'd prefer something that I feel more comfortable in, I guess.
As opposed to like, it still feels weird for you to like memorize a line and try to like deliver it
Not so much.
naturally,
I think
or what?
it's not so much the memorizing or delivering it. I think I overthink what you're expecting of me, but in improv, it's what I'm expecting of myself.
In the
I
moment,
guess,
too. Yeah. Right.
Because
'Cause-
you're defining it.
Yeah, it's my line that I came up with, so I say it a certain way, and then we can tweak it. But if you made the line, then I don't know when you'd prefer me to pause or fluctuation, and then I probably
Well, you-
overthink it, but I haven't done
Yeah,
a lot
that's,
of
that's
it.
over, and that's
honestly.
overthinking it. Once the lines are on the page, they're yours. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
own the lines. So if
know.
you want to change them, I mean, if the writer or the director is okay with that. But I would prefer that if I had an actress who is like, I'm going to make this me or make this like the character, and I'm going to change these lines so it sounds better. So as soon as you see the lines, they're yours.
I know, but it's more of expectations, especially if it's somebody else's idea. I'm like, okay, then I want to portray that idea how you have it. So
At the
maybe
same
how I'm-
I'm going to argue with you. At the same time, it's up to the actress to show the director, yes, maybe what they want, but also what they're thinking. They bring that to the script. They have to. They have to bring themselves to the script and make it maybe even better than they thought it was
yeah,
going to
but
be.
that's after we talk about it. I'm talking about
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
before
yeah.
we talk about it, and me just overthinking.
Right.
Just make sure you hit your marks.
Yeah, just hit your mark and say your lines.
Say your lines.
That's it. That's how I direct.
Well, we were filming one of them, and you had
Definitely.
me stand somewhere, and you got the lighting forever. It took you so long, and you're like, can somebody marker? And I was like, I will, and
Nobody
left
needs
the
to
spot
do
to go get a
markers.
marker, and you were like, literally anybody but you.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm so sorry.
I think marks are actually silly. ACs should nail it every fucking time.
I agree.
The obsession with marks
Dude,
is
that's why we need robots to do it.
too much.
We don't even need ACs anymore. That's
No,
right.
we need those lenses that rack. You can change the focus. Remember Litro or whatever? You guys heard about that?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can like
Literally
it gets all
change
of
the
the
footage.
depth of
It has
field.
every
Oh, post?
Yeah.
You can change the focus in post.
It like records
I might
every
walk out
plane
of
of
this
field.
Okay, whoa, all right, okay.
Just select the focus.
Conrad feels passionate about that.
No.
He hates technology. He wishes.
I don't hate technology.
You wish we shot on an 8mm.
No, but I think the intention of where
Olex.
you throw the focus on set is something to consider, like when you're doing it. But,
For sure.
if you want to after the fact change that, yeah, I guess if it's possible now.
I just see
Wouldn't
so
hurt.
many. I do see so many shows and especially movies that are just a little bit off focus.
Oh, right.
Just a little bit
all the time, dude.
All the time. Even I just saw Mission Impossible, the big one, and yep, a little bit out of focus. It's gonna date this podcast. I hate dating podcasts. I'm talking about
But
the
which
future one.
Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
which
There's
one?
90.
Mission Impossible 10. You're in the.
Impossible
It's in the future. You listen to this in the future, guys.
Still impossible.
Okay, here's my question.
More impossibler.
So with this one, what could we have done differently? Because these are just all of these videos are experiments, basically, right? It's like we just grab a camera, we come up with an idea on the day, and then we shoot it. So then we've come up with this thing. It's a scene. We like it. What would we change to make this better or more satisfying for somebody?
Yeah, I was gonna say same thing.
Just more.
We just need more.
What is a more?
more.
What is the more for you?
We're just making fun of you, Will.
Yeah.
We're kind of saying more.
Oh, see, but I just agree with that. So that's just like an extension of my natural thought process. So
With
I'm
directors,
like,
more
I'm like,
and
great.
more.
Finally,
No.
these fucking
now
idiots
they
are on
get
board.
it. Now they finally
know.
get it. Yeah, finally get it. My thing would just be 2 cameras. That's the biggest thing. 2 cameras if you're improvising. 2 cameras.
Yeah, but that okay, yeah, that would make it better in some ways. But like structurally, story wise, how?
Structurally, story-wise, you either complete the scene in some way. Either you follow them home, or they get into an accident, or something like that. Just like it needs to have a button.
Well, something more. Yeah, something more needed to happen with the guy, the parking guy.
Right.
Right.
Either the parking
There needs
guy-
to be more me.
Yeah, it needs to
Really
be
there
more
needs
about
to be
Will.
more me. That makes sense.
No, it can be.
Maybe
No,
we
but I
should
really do
shift
think that.
focus and do only your perspective.
That loop needed to get closed somehow.
Yeah.
In a funny
here's
way.
the loop that's open, and I think
Yeah.
this is what it is. My character is trying to convince her. She breaks up with him when
Yeah.
we start the scene. So
Right.
my character is trying to convince her not to break up
He's
with
trying to
him.
dig out of a hole.
But
Yeah.
he's also like pissed off. So he's also like, if he can keep her in this battle, this back and forth battle that they've done a million times, then they're not broken up in his mind, right? So as long as he keeps doing that battle, they're not broken up.
Interesting.
So at the end, when I sort of turn away,
It's
and
like you've given up.
I've given up.
And then we tried to make it so that was a moment where
Where
she
she
sees that
softens.
you're actually like
Right.
affected.
Where
and
she
then that
softens, but there's no conclusion for me or the characters or the arc of what we set up.
I texted you emasculating. I mean, that can be a way of perceiving this.
What happened to
the
him?
Non-ending.
Oh yeah, it is
And
it is
and the
emasculating.
honking.
for
I don't
him.
know. Yeah, just all this interruption. It
Right,
just,
he
it
just
really
wants,
is
he just
like
wants to come, man. Oh, he can't.
Then never
It's
no
true.
relief,
Yeah.
no breakup. But we don't really know if there's no finality.
I was
So it's
thinking,
like the parking saga continues. No.
I was thinking
satisfaction.
a good ending would be I'm driving and she's yelling still, and I just jump out of the car while it's moving. That would be a good ending, and it's just done.
Or just crash both of
boom.
us into
Oh,
a
like
tree.
you get out of the car and then it keeps going and she's trapped in
Yeah.
the car.
I like jump
Very
and
You
roll.
drive it
Brave.
off the freeway.
Yeah, I jump and roll, and then it just
That-
as soon as it ends, that's how it ends.
Yeah.
It definitely
It's very American now,
puts some
not
action in
European.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
kidding.
And then we cut to some
exciting.
stock footage of just a car, like a different car. Going,
Yeah, like the Toons' stock footage.
going
Like
over
the
a
Toons'
cliff.
one. The Toons' one. guys.
that in there. Just like, just cut to after the last driveway shot. We just cut to a car driving off a cliff and exploding. I'm
Boom.
serious that maybe we
Alright.
should actually
Yeah,
just
why not?
put that on there.
Why not?
Fuck it.
See,
Yeah.
see what happens. See if
You want an ending? Here's a fucking ending.
Here's your fucking
Yeah.
ending.
There's your more.
Fine,
Here's your
guys.
button.
I think that's really funny.
That is funny.
You should just do that stock footage.
Yeah.
You're editing for laughs now.
Yeah.
That's good.
We
Or
could
does
do
that? Does that? I mean, obviously
Yeah,
that
does
throws
that
away
take
the
away
whole
from
video. But what?
The depth,
I think it's still funny.
The
It's worth it.
gravitas.
Yeah,
The gravitas
we're
that
throwing the
Jake
gravitas
has.
out the window.
The other thing could be that you show that and then it just pans out and they're at their home and they're like snugged, you know, like it was all blown over.
We would have to put so much more into that.
Yeah, I don't.
and-
Yeah, that's the thing.
How do you
Like,
recover from that line of we fucked on her dead body or your passed out body?
Made out.
Yeah,
I
so-
made out.
I'll
It's
be
true.
mad about that
Just
for a
made
long
out.
time.
Just made
Sometimes I
out.
wake up and
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
mad about it.
I don't think you can recover.
I think we need to talk about the friend. You know, Lilith or whatever her name is. That
Wow.
she
Bethany.
would
Yeah.
Bethany would also make out with Jake on your.
On your
Passed
passed
out
out.
Oh, yeah, we're
body.
not
What kind
friends.
of
That's not a
We're
friend.
not
what
That's
kind of
not a
friend
good
No.
would do that?
Oh,
I think it's got natural humor without playing for laughs.
Yeah.
When you play it at that same screening, those fucking kids are gonna eat it up.
Yeah, they're gonna eat it up.
Like they
and
did
be
the last time.
Some European
Guys
guy.
got the stuff.
I
gonna
love
pump
that
up your
ending.
egos.
It was so great.
Is that Italian?
I don't know what that was. That was me trying to do.
I think
something.
going
You're
against
vaguely European.
expectations is a good way to
Trying to be
try to,
French?
Like
I was trying
having
too hard.
having them fly off the.
Yeah, that definitely is.
I kind of
gotta
like that.
see
You
it,
can't
yeah.
stop thinking about it, huh?
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's just kind
What
of.
about
I
doing
can
it,
see
what
your
about
eyes
doing it
like
after the
watching it
credits?
go. Oh, okay.
Oh, like
Is it
that's
too
a
far
button.
removed?
That's a button.
Like it would be too far removed, and then it's.
I think
like,
it would
you
be a
don't get it,
little
doesn't
far
connect.
Especially if
removed.
the card
Yeah.
wasn't the same color and stuff.
Well, the car's. Yeah, you're right. It has to be right after
Yeah.
if it's a different. Car.
Little question at the top, that ding ding ding. That's supposed to be like the
Oh
seatbelt.
God, it's the
Is
bane
that
of
the
my
seatbelt?
existence.
Ay.
Oh, that's like when you
It's your
come
car,
into
isn't
it. When
it?
you come into a car and you put the key in the ignition.
So that's actually coming from the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
That's my car. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We had to.
But then it went
we had to
away.
cut around
Yeah. Then it goes away.
Yeah.
Right. Fuck.
That's also what
Because it could have
happens.
almost been a part of it.
Right.
But
Well,
it
I
wasn't
felt
that.
like it kind of was to the extent
yeah.
that it is a little
We
uncomfortable
never see
to
like
hear.
Yeah.
her click
Yeah.
it, right? That's or somebody click the. That's,
You know
but
what,
that's like
if
nobody
I'm-
know. No one's. I think people are just going to be a little bit like hiccuped at the top. That's all. A little bit.
If it's. Oh, God,
We can't
yeah, I
scrub
know.
that out of
We
it.
can't scrub
That's
it out
just,
of there.
this is like
What-
straight up on top of the lines
right,
and
right,
everything.
right.
So
That's just
What
shit.
I
Yeah, that
sure I
happens.
can justify it right now by saying it's the cacophony of noise and distractions in one's life living in the city
in the metropolis. that
In
is
the
Los
metropolis.
Angeles. I agree.
and in the car. Yeah. that
No,
kind of
no,
thing.
it's just a minor point. This is a low budget experiment that is pure genius, in my opinion.
We spent millions
Don't-
of dollars on this.
Yes.
yeah,
Conrad.
we spent a lot
One
of money.
camera,
Yeah.
is enough. I don't think. I mean, the two camera thing I get with.
We could have done
with
it. Dude.
improv.
We could have
but-
done it because he has his
but
camera.
I'm a
which is-
fan of one camera too, for certain things. When you're going to be intentional, like in a script way.
Right.
But,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, two cameras can work. Definitely.
This is
Makes
this
sense.
process. So here's a question. Do you like this improv process better than doing narrative, where it's all scripted and very linear and planned out, or is this kind of spontaneous jazz filmmaking fun for you?
I think. Well,
Both.
yeah,
Everybody.
Well, for you, I mean,
It's fun. Both are fun. Both are fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just a different kind of like flexing of a thing.
I'm just really happy that like something came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I didn't want to have you come help out and shoot and then just be like, we just threw it away.
No,
You know what I
I'm glad
mean?
you finished
Like,
it. Yeah, that you edited it and made the thing. For sure.
That's something else that we learned, is that
Yeah.
don't give up on a piece.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think the hiking one was the one where we really learned that, where at least we could take it and make it watchable,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something rather than nothing.
Because there's a
And-
film festival somewhere.
Although
And
maybe.
God knows we love spending endless amounts of money on festival submissions.
we did not
that
get in the
we
camera
never
Direct
get into
with this
anything.
one.
Direct to the YouTube?
I know.
No, next time.
I don't. Yeah,
This
we don't
time.
know. We'll
Actually,
probably be
Tori
video.
said that he watched the hike. This is a guy from that we submit all our films for this screening. He watched the hike and he watched it without any audio.
Oh.
And he was like, did these guys really just do this? Are they that ballsy that they just made me watch like 3 minutes without any audio? And he was like, I respect these guys so much, making me do this, making me watch this. And then he was watching the second, another submission. It didn't have any audio either, and he was like, "What's going? Oh, don't have my audio on."
Good one, Tori.
So,
did he give feedback on it?
Yeah, he liked it. He liked it. That's the thing. Like, I like this one. I like
this one.
The Hike. You know, it's top. It became like one of the top 5 for me.
This one? Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's just, it's
Just 'cause
different.
it's a lesson, right?
Different and
it's
authentic. And
Yeah.
like, we had so...
You guys are going to do more improv kind of stuff.
really
I think you
found...
should. No? You're like, no, maybe not sure.
I mean, I don't know if it's right for the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Tracy can obviously do it. We did do that for for the other short, the dick pic short.
Yeah.
That was all Tracy just improving.
So
basically,
funny.
with
Will was like,
general
no,
sort
but
of-
you need lines, though.
How
And
are
she's
you
like,
going to
I
be
got
awkward?
it.
Yeah,
Play with
yeah,
your
no,
hair.
that was
Show
awesome.
me. You were,
Because
like,
I
making me
just
show
don't like
you
to work like
being
that,
awkward.
and I because I don't assume that other people do, and so but you obviously have so much experience doing that.
Being
and you're
awkward,
just
yeah.
like, boom, I'm just gonna bust this out.
That's true.
And you did. And it was great. And everybody, basically, what's the best part about all of this is that Tracy's going to become super famous.
Yeah, that's it. That's
And then
true. So true.
we're going to like see her out and like,
So true.
we're going to be like, she's going to be like in the VIP section somewhere. I don't know.
Remember when we held you captivated for...
Hi, Tracy. Hi. And then they're like,
And I won't wave back.
Excuse me, Miss Doring. There's
a
some gentlemen over here
Will
that say they
and a
know you.
Jake?
Did you want us to let them in? And you'll be like, I don't know who those people are.
I don't know who they are.
I don't know who those men are.
Security,
Security? Could you have them removed?
and then go back to your, like, white wine spritzers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
sounds fun.
that's
Beverly
what's
Thrills.
basically gonna happen. But
Yeah,
whatever, we
that's
do
true.
it for the love of the game.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
It's not about the fame or the vast riches we could acquire.
But,
What kind of game? What game is it? Is it like Tetris?
It's, I mean, yeah, the game is actually a video game that I really like, and I do it so I can play that. But yeah, I don't know. What else do we talk about? What else do we do?
the sound, it's difficult. It's all over the place.
Shaping one of my favorite shots is when you bring up your hands and do a sharp inhale, because that was super manufactured.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. Because originally you're like, "Fuck you, I'm never giving up this spot."
Yeah.
But that made me not like your character.
Right.
And so and then actually that moment got shaped so nicely because Tracy also says, "Be nice."
Right. Which
Which-
is such.
I didn't hear that the first
Yeah.
time I watched it until we watched it.
Yeah,
just
we'll
now.
have to
We gotta
bump
bump that.
it
Yeah.
or something because it's a really good line. It like
Yeah.
it hints at your rapport and your relationship.
But I
That you're somebody who fires off and you're the
feel like
one,
it
the
should
nice
come
one
after.
who, you know.
But the joint fuck off. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like kind of almost like a resolution.
Yeah, coming together.
Almost, it's a climax.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
Yeah.
that there was a rough structure, and that was
Yeah.
the climax to it.
Yeah,
Was
that
that they
fuck off is like, yeah.
that they both bond or that
Fuck
they
off is
bond
fun.
together.
I like that fuck off. It's so romantic.
I think
Yeah.
then maybe if we go back in, you know, then it would just be about her looking at me and me looking at her and having that moment.
I think we should do that. To be
Yeah.
honest, I think we should just build that out a little bit more,
Yeah.
so at least it pushes people more to understand that
That was a
that
little bit of
moment
a
was their
reconciliation.
point of relation
Right.
in this argument that they were having.
Yeah.
And
I agree, because me turning away while her looking at me is a difficult thing to.
it's just
Watch
not
for an
quite.
audience.
It's a tough like turn to
Yeah.
fully get. Like, oh wait, now she likes him because they just did that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't.
We have do we use the wide of the car just leaving? Like from the parrot, like from
Side view.
you fly side view? From across the
we
street?
have it. I mean,
didn't use that one?
but we didn't use it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Why? What about it? You just curious?
Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe it could be like a good way to show the geography instead of showing the traffic. Even though I like that shot. Too.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we had an idea about
not
the
work?
traffic. I mean, the traffic. Even showing the traffic is a leftover idea of just like the city is so fucking impacted that like you can't even break up with somebody, right?
Without
And there's
being
the
interrupted.
traffic is the biggest.
Yeah, that works.
You know.
And then also, for me, it's like they join the traffic. Do you know what I mean? Like this moment
Yeah,
is
you go back into the
past,
flow.
you
You're
go back
totally
into the
right.
flow
You're totally right.
of just like
It
leaving
does
I like
work.
the traffic.
this
I like the
space.
traffic.
Yeah, it does.
That's
it
the
does
thing.
work.
Like if you dissect it enough, people that no one's ever gonna watch it as much as we've watched it, right? We've watched it a million times, and like I don't think they'll get as much as what we intended, but that just means we have to get better at really producing what we want. You know what I mean? Making.
Or, what do you mean? Just like communicating better?
Yeah, communicating better. I mean, like I said, these are experiments, but it's also we're learning something every single time we do it about like honing in on theme and really communicating that theme like over and over again.
Yeah. It definitely has to come from, on some level, a place of theme.
Right.
Or like, what are we going to try to say on the outset that
Right.
then that's the bones that you hang everything else onto.
Right.
Yeah.
The thesis. That's what we've been calling it.
Right.
The thesis. What's the thesis?
Also known as the through line too, right?
The through line.
Of sorts.
But like, with the
Theme.
completionist, where it's seemingly just you getting punched in the face over and over again, like the thesis there is that people become total sociopaths when they play video games, right? Like that's the thesis. And it's relatable because we
Yeah.
all do. We
Yeah.
all like
Yep.
act like total weirdos and kick characters in the nuts that don't deserve that and stuff like that.
When you save in a video game right before you massacre a whole town, and then you just go back to the save point.
It's very
It's like,
Westworld.
Didn't do it.
What's the
Joking.
thesis of the last one, do you think?
Of the breakup one?
Breaking up in
That's
the
the
city
problem,
is
right?
hard to do. Well, no, breaking up in the city is hard to do because you keep getting interrupted. Like
Well, and we
being
called
in a
it
metropolis,
LA Story.
right?
Because LA Story is a movie that's just about stereotypes of LA, right?
Right.
And so we were going with the traffic stereotype and all the like shit that does, like just the logistics of being in the city get in the way of
Life.
natural life happenings or something.
What about Glendale
something.
Story?
Glendale Story.
Sorry.
How about
You know that
how about-
I like that one.
How about
Represent.
our
Yeah,
first
exactly.
trip outside? Something
Yeah.
like that.
It was our first on location. No. I think Completionist was our first on location.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
you're
I
right.
wasn't around for that, so it doesn't count.
So nobody cares. Yeah.
Sexy picture vehicle. For sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That
yeah.
Ford Fusion.
Somebody was like, "Dude, did you get a new car?"
Fusion.
Like everyone in my life is
Yeah.
waiting for me to get rid
nice.
of my Ford Taurus.
Oh.
from
Yeah,
2004.
I am
Oh,
also.
well,
waiting
I don't
for
know
that
why
moment.
anybody
Ford
gives a
Taurus
shit.
is a good car.
Dude.
I
Still
mean,
in the
it's-
family.
how much
Everyone
money
talks
have you-
shit,
family.
dude. Everyone talks shit to me.
Just a proud American.
I like that car. It does
A
smell a
proud
little like
American
milk,
vehicle.
like old
It
milk,
doesn't smell like
Ooh.
milk.
Oh, you're
and
very.
it
doesn't
also.
That's just you're
May or
just being
may
funny
not.
for the podcast.
Are you mistreating your Ford Taurus?
I mean, I did leave a gallon of milk in there, and it did explode at one point.
Oh my god, no!
And
That
you
sounds
just-
and then I had to,
awful.
and then
We
I
never got a
remember-
detail.
Oh, it
detailed?
And then I
smells
went.
so
I did.
bad.
But
the
before
right
I
way
got
to
it
put it.
detailed,
I
I
like saying
went.
detailed.
I went on a date with a girl, and she had parked kind of far away, and I was like, oh. After the date, I was like, oh, you know what? I'll drive you back to your car. And then as I'm like walking back to the car to
You're
my
like,
car,
oh,
I'm
God.
realizing like, oh fuck, like I completely forgot that there's still sour milk. Like an aggressive sour milk smell in the back of my car.
Ooh,
So I had
aggressive.
to like
Yeah,
explain
I
it to
like
her
that.
and stuff, and then I drove her
mansplained.
back to my car. I mansplained
Did
it to her.
you guys? Thank you guys for tuning in. Watch the rest of our videos. Thanks.
Bye.
Like and subscribe. Gucci.
Peace.
What's Gucci?
It's from
8th grade.
it's from 8th grade.
Oh.